The story opens with a boy being reborn as Noah Arkrat, the 13th prince of the empire. When the emperor discovers that Noah possesses a water affinity, he grants him the territory of Almaria, a region inhabited by the Water Clan. He then orders a servant to examine Noah's abilities, and everyone is stunned to learn that his water affinity has already reached SS rank. The court immediately labels him a prodigy, while Noah himself barely understands what's going on, aside from the fact that he has been reincarnated into nobility. We're introduced to the Mir Empire, a wealthy warrior nation surrounded by mountains. Its capital lies on an open plain where citizens live calm and prosperous lives. By the age of 6, everyone still believes Noah's water affinity is SS rank, but when he checks his own status, he notices something odd. His affinity rose after receiving Aurea, and his stats increased again after hiring maids. From this, he realizes that gaining subordinates directly makes him stronger. He also discovers he has no level cap, meaning his growth has no limit. Meanwhile, the maids admire him for his calm and mature nature. One day, a maid named Evelyn informs him that the Crown Prince and the 4th Prince have come to visit. Noah greets them, and Crown Prince Albert announces they brought him a gift. A dark presence fills the room as a servant brings in a weapon case. When it's opened, terrified screams erupt as the cursed sword Leviathan is revealed. Albert orders Noah to take it, and Noah knows he can't refuse a gift from the Crown Prince. Albert explains that Leviathan is the Empire's strongest water-based sword and that over 100 people have died trying to wield it. Henry adds that most died the moment they tried to lift it. Albert believes Noah can control it because of his SS-ranked affinity, making Noah realize the entire scene was a test. As they leave, Henry questions whether giving away such a priceless weapon was wise. Albert dismisses the concern, saying it belongs in the hands of a genius like Noah, and that it may teach him the danger of being betrayed by one's own weapon. Later that night, Noah notices his maid Zoe seems distressed. After pressing her, she admits her mother lost her job when a flood destroyed their hometown of Doso. Her relatives are now pressuring her to work in the red light district to survive, but Noah cuts her off. He offers Zoe's mother a job at the mansion for 10 Ri a month and gives them a spare house on the western edge of the capital. Zoe breaks down in tears, overwhelmed by his kindness. Noah also intends for her to stay in his service, knowing his reputation would be ruined if word spread that one of his maids had worked in the red light district. Noah then calls for his butler, Dylan, and orders him to buy as much land as possible in Doso, predicting that con artists will exploit the flood victims. Dylan is shocked by Noah's foresight, unaware that Noah has experienced a similar disaster in his past life. When Dylan points out that the land would cost 700,000 Rene, an outrageous amount, Noah calculates their funds. His household holds 500,000 Rene, leaving him 200,000 short. Noah orders Dylan to sell the southern lands, but Dylan reminds him the property was granted by the emperor and can't legally be sold. Noah says he's ready to face his father's anger, believing nobles exist to serve the people and must sacrifice for them. Moved by Noah's resolve, and because Doso is his hometown, Dylan agrees and thanks him. As Noah prepares to leave, Henry asks where he's going. Noah explains he plans to survey Doso to buy land and confirms he has no intention of using Leviathan yet, though he'll test it someday. Henry then reveals that Leviathan has a will of its own and only serves someone it acknowledges as master. Noah realizes he must earn its approval, but Henry warns that trying could be fatal. In Doso, Noah learns many residents lost their land deeds in the flood. He decides to purchase property using government records and sends Dylan to retrieve them, while Zoe guides him through the village. They soon encounter relief workers distributing poor-quality food. When Noah questions it, a man scoffs that beggars should be grateful. The local administrator, Gerald, insists the food is acceptable, prompting Noah to accuse him of taking bribes. Unaware of Noah's status, Gerald arrogantly admits officials deserve compensation, and the others mock Noah for speaking up. Instead, Noah declares their actions illegal. As Gerald steps forward to retaliate, Noah thinks that Gerald and Leviathan are the same, both exploiting the weak. Leviathan reacts instantly, flying to his side. Offended by the comparison, It unleashes its power, overwhelming Noah and reminding him how small he truly is. Noah asks Leviathan to use its strength to protect the people. The sword finally acknowledges him as its master. With a single strike, Noah executes Gerald. When the guards rush in, Leviathan slams the ground with a surge of water, carving out a massive crater and stopping them cold. Moments later, the regional Lord Rowan arrives and immediately bows, recognizing Noah as the 13th Imperial Prince. A subordinate of Henry, Rowan orders everyone to kneel. Noah explains that Gerald has been executed and orders Rowan to punish those responsible for the tainted food and restart distribution with properly prepared meals. Rowan accepts without hesitation. The villagers rejoice, praising Noah for saving them, while Zoe once again realizes just how extraordinary he is. When Albert hears the news, he's stunned that Noah has tamed Leviathan, understanding his value has grown even further. Soon after, the Emperor summons Noah. Expecting punishment, Noah braces himself, but instead, the Emperor thanks him for eliminating those who exploited the disaster, admitting he would have acted himself if he'd known. Though Noah claims it was coincidence, the Emperor already knows he's become Leviathan's master and orders his stats rechecked. The results reveal Noah's water affinity has risen to triple S rank. Deeply impressed, the Emperor praises him and tells him to keep using his power for the Empire's good. With that, Noah returns to the capital, just in time to hear that a famous singer is performing there. Noah enjoys Alice's performance, but the moment shatters when a group of thugs storms into the theater. Their leader shoves the owner aside and reminds Alice that her father's debt remains unpaid, sneering that singing won't cover it. He then suggests she repay it by selling her body. Before things escalate, Noah intervenes, stating that forcing a child to settle a parent's debt that way is illegal. The thug grabs him, but Noah instantly defends himself using Leviathan's power. Terrified, the thugs retreat while vowing revenge. Noah tells the owner to bring them to him if they return, then asks Alice about her expenses. She explains she's paying for her mother's medical treatment. Noah offers her 25 Renee a month to keep singing, promising raises as she improves. Overjoyed, Alice accepts. When Noah returns home, the same thugs wait outside, claiming they want to apologize. He orders them sent away, explaining that a prince can't entertain common troublemakers. Henry later agrees, but Noah reveals his real plan. He wants them to believe he's furious so they'll never dare approach Alice again. Henry is impressed by his foresight. Their conversation shifts to Leviathan, and Noah reveals the sword taught him how to alter its size, allowing him to hide it in his sleeve. That night, when the thugs start shouting outside the mansion, Noah releases a fraction of Leviathan's power, terrifying them into silence. Later, Noah attends a noble gathering with Radok. When Leviathan reacts to being insulted, Noah suppresses it instantly, impressing everyone. He also deduces that Radok's daughter is adopted, noting her instincts resemble those of a former slave, something Radok confirms. Intrigued, Noah invites them to visit his mansion, drawing envy from the other nobles. The next day, the 8th Prince Oscar takes Noah treasure hunting. Though most items are fake, Noah buys a strange book for 3 Renee. It turns out to be a legendary grimoire. When its sealed sorcerer emerges, Noah calmly destroys it with Leviathan, carefully aiming upward to avoid damage. A merchant later shows Noah a mysterious ring that transforms into armor when worn by him. Oscar buys it as a gift. Soon after, the thug leader ambushes Noah, but the ring automatically protects him. Finally, Noah returns to the theater, drives away more troublemakers, and buys the entire venue. When Alice asks how to repay him, Noah simply tells her to keep singing, because one day, he wants the Emperor to hear her voice. Noah is informed that he has a visitor and meets Dread, the Governor-General of Hanzhou, a major grain region plagued by constant flooding. From the start, Noah can tell nothing has improved. Dread explains that although the Emperor ordered him to fix the problem, the Ministry of Finance has refused to release the necessary funds. Noah immediately confronts the ministry's head, Maverick. Maverick claims Hanzhou still has money because it was granted a tax exemption after last year's flood. Noah shuts him down, explaining that the exemption exists precisely because Hanjo has no money left. Pressed further, Maverick finally admits the truth: he's been withholding funds to finance the Emperor's vacation estate. Noah calls this a crime against the imperial family and threatens to report him directly. Panicking, Maverick orders the funds released at once. Dredd is stunned that Noah resolved the issue without force. Soon after, Noah is summoned by the Emperor, who praises him for exposing corruption, especially impressive for a 6-year-old. The Emperor then brings up Leviathan and introduces Damien, the Empire's greatest swordsman, to test Noah's strength. During their duel, Leviathan's past wielder's memories surge through Noah, allowing him to disarm Damien in a single exchange. Damien admits defeat, and the Emperor recognizes Noah as a sword prodigy. As a result, Noah is appointed chief judge of the Knight Selection Exam. Wanting to personally evaluate the strongest warriors, and knowing subordinates strengthen him, Noah abolishes regional preliminaries and moves all judging to the capital. When he learns poor regions can't afford travel, he personally funds all candidates' expenses and orders preparations to house them. Noah later confronts the merchant Byron, exposing his hidden motives. Byron admits he wants help getting a woman hired through the palace exam and asks to display Noah's crest, effectively pledging loyalty. Noah agrees but warns him that betrayal won't be forgiven. That night, Noah notices his stats increase, but his water affinity suddenly drops, signaling trouble. He rushes to the Emperor just as news arrives: a rebellion has broken out in Almaria, numbering around 5,000. Noah declines to lead the troops due to his age and instead recommends Henry as commander. While traveling together, Leviathan senses danger. Noah jumps from the carriage to protect Henry and is ambushed by water-using rebels. He defeats them effortlessly, leaving them unconscious. Henry is impressed, though disappointed they couldn't be questioned. The next day, Noah orders Byron to keep the rebellion secret and executes a preemptive strike, buying all horse feed in Almaria to cripple the rebels' cavalry. Confident in the plan, Noah believes this will give Henry a decisive advantage. The Emperor reveals that the captured rebels confessed. They plan to kidnap Noah and use him as a bargaining chip. He praises Noah for defeating them and calls his strategy brilliant. While Albert suggested starving the rebels themselves, Noah chose to starve their horses instead, knowing harming civilians would turn Almaria against the crown. Impressed, the Emperor rewards him by adding a sword to his crest, an elite honor granted only by the Emperor himself. Soon after, Byron reports that the rebel leader is ruthless and will stop at nothing. Then Evelyn informs Noah that a wounded cavalry officer from Almaria has arrived. The man explains he refused to join the rebellion and escaped to report it. Though Noah already knows, he rewards the officer with 5,000 renais for his loyalty, stating that faithfulness deserves recognition. Moments later, Zoe appears pale and reveals the rebels gave her a ring laced with a sleeping drug, ordering her to poison Noah. They threatened to kill her if she refused. After confirming her loyalty, Noah secretly instructs her to follow through with the plan, but flee immediately afterward. He rewards her as well. Noah later awakens in a carriage, kidnapped exactly as intended. Using his ring, he breaks free, summons Leviathan, and confirms Zoe escaped safely. Pretending the ropes were poorly tied, the rebels underestimate him. He cuts them down with ease. When Zoe returns with knights, having panicked and called for help, they find the rebels already defeated. Among the fallen, Noah senses a cursed sword filled with the rebel leader's hatred. Using Leviathan, he traces its energy and fires a strike across the sky, killing the leader instantly. With their commander gone, the Almaria rebels fall into chaos and are swiftly crushed by Henry's forces. At court, the Emperor initially orders a brutal execution for the captured rebels. Noah objects, insisting punishment must follow the law. If the Emperor breaks it, his authority will weaken. Realizing his error, the Emperor agrees and orders the lawful sentence instead, praising Noah for correcting him. To honor his wisdom, the Emperor grants Noah the title Wise Prince, declaring that while all his children may advise him, it takes true talent to correct him properly. Attention then turns to the upcoming Knight Selection Exam. Noah proposes a bold method: candidates will attack him directly, and he'll judge them based on how close they come to breaking through his defenses. Though risky, the emperor approves. Finally, believing Noah can handle it, the emperor orders Leviathan's true seal to be brought forth, despite ancient warnings that it must never be broken. The Knight Selection Exam begins, the Empire's largest annual event in a nation where military strength defines status. For the first time in history, a prince serves as head judge, drawing massive crowds eager to witness Noah. One candidate attacks with full force, but Noah's ring effortlessly blocks the strike and shatters the man's sword. The crowd quickly realizes no one can touch him. Fire magic, brute strength, nothing works. As the day nears its end, Noah grows disappointed, having yet to find a worthy knight. Then the final challenger steps forward, a girl named Shirley. Against all expectations, she breaks through his defense and strikes his shoulder. Guards immediately restrain her, but Noah orders them to stand down. She's passed. When Shirley worries she'll be punished, Noah reminds her that he ordered the attack. He tells her to strike again. This time, he blocks it completely and explains the truth. He was testing her resolve. He doesn't need knights who hesitate out of fear. Shirley proved her worth by attacking him again despite knowing the risk. She swears her loyalty on the spot, and Noah notices a sharp rise in his stats. After a doctor treats his wound, Shirley is amazed. Her village has no doctors, only prayers. Noah decides to change that. He tells her to bring the brightest people from her village to train as medical apprentices, promising to cover all costs. He then orders her to learn proper etiquette, noting she doesn't even know how to bow correctly. The next day, gossip spreads among the maids about who Noah might marry, despite him being only 6. Shirley dismisses it, but learns that nobles often marry young. Zoe denies having feelings for Noah, explaining that she studies magic simply to be useful, and that serving him makes her happy. Later, a report confirms the exam's success, crediting Noah's harsh but effective method. That evening, Alice performs at a celebration, and Byron congratulates Noah. Zoe then delivers a mysterious letter. The messenger fled immediately. The message reveals surviving Almaria rebels are mobilizing again, likely sent by the same undercover soldier who warned Noah before. Knowing the man is in danger, and that Henry is still nearby, Noah asks his brother to act. Soon after, news arrives that the soldier was found, but badly tortured. Noah blames himself for acting too late, and orders everything possible done to save him. Wanting to thank Henry, Noah visits the market for a gift. He ignores most items until spotting a rare glass statue, one of only 2 in the world. Oscar arrives and reveals he owns the other. Without hesitation, Noah destroys the statue, still paying for it, and tells the merchant to spread word of its destruction, instantly doubling Oscar's statue's value. Oscar admits he's impressed. On the way home, Shirley says she understands Noah's logic but still thinks it was a waste. Noah replies that objects are meaningless. Loyal people are the true treasures. Touched, Shirley realizes he's the kind of ruler she's only seen in stories, and silently vows to follow him for life. 6 years later, Noah is now 12. A new maid, Gigi, is shocked to see a constant line of nobles bringing him gifts. Noah sighs that it's become time-consuming, but Evelyn manages the flood of offerings efficiently. Now stationed at the Ministry of Military Affairs under Henry, Noah learns of a southern rebellion. The emperor wants overwhelming force displayed. Henry proposes sending his knight, Rei, to lead. Noah agrees Rei has a strong record, but suddenly asks how many soldiers he truly commands. Rei panics. Noah explains that generals often inflate troop numbers to secure extra funding. While that's usually tolerated as a deterrent, this mission requires real strength. Pressed, Rei admits he has only 2,000 men. Noah provides funds to properly supply them, allowing Rei to keep the surplus, but warns that failure won't be forgiven. Henry is impressed by Noah's balance of discipline and pragmatism. Though powerful, Noah is still technically level 1. Princes rarely fight due to epidemics. In truth, many were poisoned in power struggles. Until adulthood, they're protected from battle unless directly ordered otherwise. On the road, A slave girl begs for help as traffickers chase her. Noah demands documentation, reminding them illegal slave trading is a crime. When they mock him, he swiftly defeats them. A man claiming to represent the first prince, Gilbert, appears and urges Noah to ignore it. Suspecting a lie, Noah knocks him out and sends all of them to Gilbert's estate, publicly framing them as impostors to protect the prince's name, while ensuring the crime doesn't appear tolerated. Henry admires his foresight. That night, Gilbert reports the men were frauds who conveniently took their own lives. Noah recognizes the cover-up but says nothing. He knows Gilbert, a concubine's son barred from succession, vents his frustration through shady dealings. Noah frees the enslaved children and orders Dylan to house them, assuring them they're free to leave any time. To him, people, not possessions, are the true treasures. The next day, he reassigns Evelyn as a regional administrator in Almaria. Though she wishes to stay by his side, he insists her talent shouldn't be wasted. Her success will reflect his leadership. She accepts proudly. Later, the emperor praises Noah for protecting Gilbert's honor. During a light-hearted exchange, Noah corrects the prime minister on a legal technicality regarding assault against a disguised emperor, stunning the court. Instead of offense, the emperor laughs. It was a test. Declaring that few can uphold the law so strictly, the emperor appoints 12-year-old Noah as the new minister of justice. The next day, Noah arrives at the Ministry of Justice to begin his duties as minister. The staff gather to greet the 12-year-old prince, and the vice minister, Viney, welcomes him to his office. Viney explains that the minister's role has two main responsibilities: coordinating courts across the empire and personally handling major crimes such as rebellions. Noah then asks a shocking question: how much Viney earns in bribes each year. Caught off guard, Viney denies it at first, but Noah calmly says he doesn't mind corruption as long as he knows the numbers. Eventually, Viney admits he takes around 1,000 renei a year, far less than the other officials. He claims he only accepts bribes in cases that could reasonably go either way, avoiding murder cases since they're too risky. Instead of punishing him, Noah raises his salary to 5,000 renei and demands that he stop taking bribes entirely. Viney is stunned, realizing why the emperor chose Noah for the role. He refuses the raise but swears loyalty and promises to serve honestly from now on. That night, Oscar hosts a celebration for Noah's appointment. During the party, Noah wonders why the emperor trusted him with such a powerful position despite his lack of accomplishments. He recalls how the empire once nearly collapsed when crown princes were chosen at birth, causing the other princes to become lazy and corrupt. The system was later changed so every prince governs territory and competes to prove their worth. Oscar suddenly realizes Noah's point. The emperor might be testing his sons to decide the next ruler. Just then, Oscar receives news that he will be appointed Minister of Finance the next day, confirming Noah's suspicion. Elsewhere, royal guards arrest a minister plotting to force the emperor to abdicate in favor of Crown Prince Albert. However, there's no evidence tying Albert directly to the conspiracy. The following day, Noah must judge the case as Minister of Justice. Though everything hints at Albert's involvement, there's no proof, and exposing the Crown Prince could shake the entire empire. Noah decides to execute the conspirators immediately before further interrogation can reveal Albert's name. The emperor understands Noah's reasoning and rewards him. Soon after, the Ministry of Justice is attacked. Several guards are killed, and assassins infiltrate the building. Noah locks down the ministry, enters alone with Leviathan, and defeats the intruders himself. Realizing they were sent to silence captured rebels connected to Albert, Noah intentionally wounds himself and claims the assassins injured him. Since harming a prince demands immediate execution, the assassins are killed before they can reveal anything. Later, the emperor questions Noah about the incident but clearly understands what really happened. During a private walk, Noah proposes a solution to calm Albert's growing frustration after serving as crown prince for 30 years. He suggests creating a new position, Prime Minister Prince, with Albert supervising the minister princes while the emperor retains final authority. At first the emperor rejects the idea, but Noah explains that the other ministers could appeal directly to him if Albert abuses his power. Impressed by the clever balance, the Emperor accepts the plan. As a reward, he takes Noah to the Imperial Treasury and allows him to choose any artifact. Using Leviathan to sense powerful items, Noah selects a mysterious box. But the moment he opens it, a blazing tornado of fire erupts around him. Realizing it's another sentient weapon, just like Leviathan, Noah immediately summons his sword. The creature attacks with flames. Noah fires a cursed water strike straight into the monster's eye, defeating it. The spirit condenses into a glowing red marble that transforms into a ring called Luir. The moment Noah equips it, his fire affinity jumps to C rank. The Emperor is impressed that Noah managed to tame another living weapon. To test it, Noah combines Luir's flames with Leviathan's water, proving Leviathan is slightly stronger but confirming that Luir is incredibly powerful as well. The Emperor entrusts the ring to him. Soon after, the Emperor seeks Noah's advice on a difficult legal matter. His brother Graham's son, an infamous tyrant, killed a man while drunk. Graham offered to pay a massive fine to shield his son from punishment, but Noah rejects the idea. Accepting fines in place of justice would turn the legal system into a joke where only the rich escape punishment. The Emperor admits the Empire's treasury is strained from disaster relief and rebellions, but Noah proposes a better solution. Instead of selling lighter punishments, the Empire should sell honor. Wealthy citizens could donate money in exchange for honorary titles, gaining prestige without real authority. Realizing how brilliant the idea is, the Emperor appoints Noah as his official advisor. Later, Noah begins training with his two sentient weapons by summoning miniature versions of Leviathan and Luir to fight each other. The battles allow him to study their techniques and even raise his own level without entering real combat. Luir eventually grows strong enough to defeat Leviathan once, increasing Noah's fire attribute further. Soon Henry arrives with news: Noah's first military campaign is approaching. The princes traditionally clear a monster nest as their first battlefield experience. But when Noah opens the military's magic assessment box, it produces a shocking result: the number 1, meaning he must face the mission alone. Before the campaign begins, Noah visits the market searching for more magical items. There he encounters a man named Dalum, a member of First Prince Gilbert's household, bullying a merchant. Dalum arrogantly claims that officials of the Imperial Household Ministry cannot be punished for ordinary crimes. Noah cleverly turns the law against him. Since Dalum serves a prince, he was required to kneel when addressing Noah but failed to do so, technically insulting a royal. Using this legal loophole, Noah arrests him publicly. Dalum continues threatening the crowd, so Noah declares the crime, abusing the authority of the imperial family to commit tyranny. The punishment is death. Shirley carries out the execution, earning cheers from the merchants he had oppressed. Afterward, Noah visits Prince Gilbert in handcuffs to formally apologize for executing one of his men. Gilbert pretends to be calm and claims Dalum had already been dismissed years ago, thanking Noah for protecting his reputation. As they leave, Shirley wonders why Noah bothered apologizing. Noah explains that Gilbert may have acted polite, but the incident likely made him a dangerous new enemy. The next day, a man named Orts from the Ministry of the Imperial Household visits Noah, claiming he was impressed by the incident and wishes to serve under him. Noah accepts, but immediately orders his butler Dylan to secretly investigate the man's background. The next morning, Noah's butler Dylan reports the results of his investigation into Orts, the man who recently asked to serve him. Despite trying to hide his past, Dylan discovers the truth: Orts and his parents have long served the first prince. In other words, he's a spy sent by Prince Gilbert. Instead of exposing him, Noah decides to keep the secret. If they know he's a spy, they can use him. In fact, Noah had already suspected something. When he accepted Orts as a subordinate, his stats didn't increase at all. Proof that Orts wasn't truly loyal. Soon after, Noah's favorite merchant arrives with the magical item Noah requested. The merchant reveals a strange painting of a girl named Hiwa. Leviathan reacts immediately, confirming it's cursed. There's also a replica painting made at the same time, but Noah notices something disturbing. The girl in the original looks older, as if she's aging inside the painting. Curious, Noah slashes the painting with Leviathan. Instead of breaking, the canvas glows, and the girl's spirit emerges. Through telepathy, she explains the truth. The painter murdered her and mixed her blood into the paint, trapping her soul inside. Grateful to be freed, she swears loyalty to Noah. The ghost, now called Hua, proves incredibly useful. She can change shape, mimic people, and control whether others can touch her. Noah happily buys the painting and orders the merchant to find more cursed items. Later, another merchant named Alan visits to thank Noah. Years ago, Noah helped Alan's daughter Ada enter the imperial palace. She has now become one of the emperor's attendants. Noah warns Alan that palace life is full of ruthless political games and advises him to secretly support his daughter with money if she wants to survive. Meanwhile, Noah sends money and a letter to his own mother through Zoe, since men are not allowed into the inner palace where she lives. He also tells Zoe that he intends to act as Ada's guardian in court politics. Because if Ada rises in the palace hierarchy, she could become a powerful ally for his mother. But that same night, Zoe's mother spots someone sneaking around Noah's mansion. The intruder attacks her with a poison needle. It's Orts. However, the victim was actually a decoy created by Hua. Noah had anticipated the move and set a trap. To keep Orts unaware, Noah sends Zoe and her mother away while Hua secretly continues watching the spy. The next morning, Orts wakes up in a cabin, badly injured. Noah tells him that after reporting the murder, his own handler stabbed him and threw him into a river for failing his mission. Hua witnessed everything and Noah saved his life. Realizing he's been abandoned, Orts breaks down with regret. Noah offers him a second chance, but warns that betrayal again will mean a fate worse than death. This time, Orts swears genuine loyalty, which Noah confirms when his stats increase. Orts then reveals critical information. Prince Gilbert has secretly been plotting to assassinate the Emperor. Shocked, Noah rushes to the palace and urgently tells the Emperor to stop drinking the wine Gilbert gifted him. The wine itself is harmless, but when combined with a ceremonial dish called Dragon's Claw, it becomes lethal poison. Since the Emperor and Crown Prince eat the dish during an annual ritual, Gilbert planned to kill them both without suspicion. Trusting Noah, the Emperor orders a full investigation. The military raids Gilbert's estate and discovers illegal experiments on slaves along with evidence of the assassination plot. But later, Noah realizes something strange. The Emperor's intelligence network should have uncovered this already. When they meet again, the Emperor confirms Noah's suspicion. He already knew about the plot and had never been drinking the wine. He was simply watching which of his sons would act. Because Noah exposed the scheme and remained loyal, the Emperor rewards him with multiple powerful positions: Vice Minister of Military Affairs, Minister of Justice, and Governor General of the Imperial Guard. Then the Emperor reveals his true concern. Many of his sons want the throne and may try to kill him someday. If that happens, he wants Noah to take control of the Imperial Guard, seize the capital, and decide who becomes the next emperor. The weight of that responsibility leaves Noah stunned. Soon after, Noah appears before the Emperor alongside Crown Prince Albert, and reports that solid evidence was found in Gilbert's mansion, proving he plotted to assassinate the Emperor. Albert angrily demands immediate execution, but Noah carefully explains the law. Treason is punishable by death, but if charged as attempted murder instead, Gilbert could be imprisoned indefinitely before execution. The Emperor agrees, recognizing Noah balanced both logic and emotion, giving him a way to spare his son without openly defying the law. However, Albert insists on harsh punishment, and the Emperor ultimately lets him handle it. Once alone, he praises Noah as the wise prince, and offers him Gilbert's territory as a reward. Noah refuses, warning that rewarding secret reports would encourage princes to betray each other for personal gain. The Emperor agrees and withdraws the reward. Instead, he announces that Noah is now old enough to rule his territory, and needs a wife. He proposes a political marriage with the granddaughter of the legendary Lightning Prince, said to produce an exceptionally gifted heir. Understanding the nature of royal marriages, Noah accepts without hesitation. Later, Orts, now truly loyal, thanks Noah for sparing him and is rewarded generously for exposing Gilbert's plot. While walking through the city, Noah encounters a female knight challenging men to duels for money. She defeats multiple opponents easily, until one man cheats using poison and knocks her out. Noah exposes the trick, defeats the thugs effortlessly using Leviathan and flames, and saves her. The girl reveals she failed the knight exam because the 10th prince demanded a bribe in exchange for passing. Refusing to compromise her values, she was left stranded. Impressed, Noah gives her money to stay and try again, respecting her integrity. Just then, a drunk old man applauds Noah's actions. Noah instantly recognizes him, Indra, the legendary lightning prince, his future grandfather-in-law. Once the empire's strongest figure, Indra had stabilized the realm before retiring. Indra tests Noah directly, crushing him with overwhelming pressure. Noah counters with Leviathan, matching his strength, but deliberately holds back to avoid disrespect. Amused, Indra accepts him, impressed by both his power and judgment. To celebrate, Indra gives Noah an engagement gift, a mysterious ring. The moment Noah touches it, he's pulled into a vision and faces a massive mechanical beast. He defeats it instantly, and the creature, Behemoth, recognizes him as its master. Back in reality, Noah discovers the ring grants him a new power. Even Indra is shocked, as he himself never fully mastered it. Noah then summons all his sentient weapons, Leviathan, Luir, Hua, and Behemoth, and something unprecedented happens. Their powers begin to resonate, merging into a brilliant golden energy. For the first time, Noah feels like he's reached an entirely new level of strength. Noah suddenly feels weightless, as if he's drifting through the galaxy. One by one, his weapons, Leviathan, Behemoth, Luir, and Hiwa, appear before him, speaking like ancient beings reunited after 1,000 years. They recall a past master who once wielded them all at immense power, hinting that Noah may be walking the same path. Before he can fully grasp it, the vision ends. Back in reality, the crowd confirms it wasn't a hallucination. They heard the voices too. Many believe it was a divine sign, declaring Noah chosen to bring glory to the empire. Even Indra acknowledges it. Seizing the moment, Noah boosts his reputation by rewarding the crowd, turning the moment into powerful public support. The female knight he helped earlier returns his money, determined to earn her place through effort alone. But Noah reframes her thinking. True elites accept help and repay it through results. Inspired, she accepts both the money and his philosophy, vowing to grow stronger. Then the emperor arrives. The crowd kneels, and the atmosphere shifts instantly. Noah subtly shows off his power, both to impress and to scan for threats. Meanwhile, the emperor casually announces, loud enough for everyone, that Noah will undertake his first campaign alone. It's not just praise, it's bait, drawing attention while secretly ensuring Noah's safety through controlled exposure. As the emperor and Indra retreat to a carriage, Noah creates a fiery distraction to give them privacy. Inside, the emperor reveals a shocking plan. He's considering stripping Crown Prince Albert of his title after how he mishandled Gilbert's execution. Both he and Indra agree Albert is too impulsive to rule. The issue now is succession. Noah proposes a clever solution, announce that the emperor has already chosen an heir, but hide the will inside his own body so no one can tamper with it. The idea is bizarre but brilliant. It guarantees stability without revealing the successor too soon. Taking it further, Noah suggests the emperor reclaim full military control to prevent power struggles after his death, even if it means stripping authority from Noah and Henry themselves. The emperor agrees immediately, valuing stability over favoritism. They then finalize Albert's fate. He won't be executed, but he will be removed as crown prince. His future is effectively over. During this process, Noah detects a spy posing as a disabled servant. Instead of investigating further, he orders immediate execution, intentionally preventing the trail from leading back to whichever prince planted him. With everything set, Noah heads to meet Albert personally. He approaches respectfully, even leaving his guards behind to signal trust. In a calm but calculated conversation, Noah informs him that the emperor plans to take him north, something that only happens when a crown prince is being removed from power. Albert understands instantly. He doesn't rage or resist, he simply accepts it and walks away, his expression unreadable. Later that night, a woman named Olivia arrives with urgent news. Albert is planning a rebellion, and it's happening tonight. Olivia reveals the truth. She was born into Gilbert's household and served closely under him. After seeing Noah try to spare Gilbert, only for Albert to execute him anyway, she chose revenge. By getting close to Albert, she uncovered his plan, a full-scale rebellion using loyal troops stationed at the Ministry of Military Affairs. She swears loyalty to Noah and begs him to stop it. Noah accepts her, not out of pity, but because her loyalty proves her value. As his stats confirm her sincerity, he immediately sets out alone, understanding the urgency. While Zoe and the others worry, he rides straight to confront Albert. There, Albert stands before 1,000 soldiers, ready to seize the throne. He declares the empire is decaying under their senile father and promises to rebuild it under his rule. The troops cheer, but Noah interrupts. He warns Albert that this path will only destroy everything. Their father, despite everything, still wanted him to live. But Albert refuses to accept being reduced from crown prince to just another prince, after 35 years of waiting. To him, it's throne or death. He orders his men to capture Noah. Outnumbered, Noah avoids killing them, knowing they're just following orders. But as the pressure builds, he unlocks something new, combining his weapon's power to summon a massive dragon, Bahamut. The battlefield freezes. The soldiers panic as the dragon's flames begin to consume them, but Noah immediately stops it. He doesn't want unnecessary deaths, only to end the rebellion. Facing overwhelming power, Albert finally realizes he's lost. Noah offers him a choice. He hands Albert poison. If Noah kills him, everyone tied to the rebellion, his family, his men, will be executed. But if Albert takes his own life, it can be framed as regret, sparing everyone else. It's a brutal but calculated mercy. Albert refuses at first and orders his knights to continue the fight, but this time, they don't move. Instead, they turn on him. They remind him of the 120 men he sacrificed for power, men they cared about. His leadership broke their loyalty long ago. Now, they choose to end it. They force him down, and Olivia steps forward. With trembling resolve, she makes Albert drink the poison. Even in his final moments, he curses them, but it's over. Albert dies. The knights vow to report it as suicide, protecting the innocent from punishment. Noah acknowledges their courage, knowing they chose justice over blind loyalty. His influence grows stronger, his power now backed by capable, loyal soldiers. When the emperor hears the news, he dismisses everyone. He grieves, not as a ruler, but as a father. Yet even in sorrow, one thing is clear. Noah succeeded where no one else could. 3 years later, Noah is now 15 and ruling his own territory, Almaria. Gifts pour in from people he's helped over the years, a testament to his growing reputation. Alongside him is his fiancée, Audrey, as their marriage approaches. Behind the scenes, the emperor still hasn't named a successor. But after everything that's happened, Noah has quietly become the strongest candidate of them all. And that's where this video comes to an end. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.